Hello there, today on Vlog Everyday in April I'm going to be answering something that is a bit of a frequently asked question sometimes, and that is about my voice or my accent. Every now and again I get people who ask me where I'm from or what my accent is or things like that, and not just on the internet, it's been kind of a theme throughout my entire life, so we're just gonna, answer that today. A fair few people who I've talked to on the internet claim to really like my voice, which I suppose is nice given that I'm doing this thing where I talk at them. But I've never been a very big fan of my voice, especially when I was younger. I really hated my voice, and I think there are a lot of people who don't like the difference between their voice in their head and their voice on recordings. The voice in my head sounds fine, but on recordings when I was younger it was just not good. And I've gotten more okay with it as time goes on. I don't know if it's partly because it's just gotten better, or because, I've just gotten used to it, especially editing videos and stuff. I do have to listen to my voice a fair bit. But enough of that, I was going to tell you why my voice is the way it is. It's not an accent in the technical sense. I'm from Minnesota, and I've lived in Minnesota my whole life before coming to London, and both of my parents are Americans, and it's not the Minnesotan accent. I do have a slight Minnesotan accent that comes out occasionally, but that's not, I think, the thing that people usually notice the most. What I think it is that when I was younger I had some speech problems. One day in 2nd grade I was called out of class and I went down to see Mrs. Farr Peterson, the speech therapist at my elementary school. The first big problem then is that I was having trouble with essays. I was putting my tongue somewhere in the side of my mouth and it was just all wrong, and then I think pretty quickly after I realized that and was told about it and what to do, that went away, I think, pretty easily. But then the big thing for the rest of my childhood, and what you're probably still hearing the remnants of now, was my problem with R's. And that was a big problem that went on for quite a while. I was in speech therapy regularly for the rest of elementary school and occasionally during junior high. And I think it was at least partly there was something with my tongue where some part of it wasn't able to quite do something. So that's something that I was really self-conscious about for a long time, and I just didn't like my voice. And even now occasionally I need to take a minute and slow down and make sure I'm being deliberate about pronouncing things. Especially one big trouble I had was with my last name. Cause if you're missing one of the R's in burger, then it can sound like something else that's, an even worse thing to have for a last name. So that took many years of very deliberate pronunciation. So if you've ever wondered about my voice, that's what you've probably been hearing. And if you ask me about it, don't worry, I'm not offended or anything. It's a reasonable thing and I'm really kind of used to it. When I was much younger, a lot of people, or I should emphasize a lot of other kids, thought I sounded British, which I suppose is kind of reasonable with the, hard R's thing. Nowadays, I hear more often that I sound, almost vaguely European, which is fine, I guess, but just, nope. I'm just a Minnesotan with a little remnant of a speech problem. And it probably doesn't help that I sometimes try to talk way too fast. So that's that, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.